2 weeks ago, my life changed forever. 2 weeks ago, I made a video about mascot horror. And ever since I made that video and posted it to the big YouTube channel, your favorite YouTube channel, the voices, they've only been saying one thing. Mascot horror, mascot horror, mascot horror, mascot horror, mascot horror, mascot horror. So today I decided, well, if the voices won't let me forget about spooky, scary mascot horror, why don't I sit down in front of my desk and make a tier list about all of the different mascot horror games I can think of. Yes, person who decided to watch this video, why don't you pull out a cup of G Fuel, sit down, get comfortable. Hey! Hey you! Subscribe to the big YouTube channel!
The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky.
Five Nights at Freddys 1, the original mascot horror game. FNAF 1, yeah, it's a simple game. You're a minimum wage worker, you have to scroll through a bunch of cameras to make sure that Freddy and his friends, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and... aren't getting a bit too quirky at night, and you have to try your best to survive and not get bored. If you can survive until 6 o'clock in the morning over the course of 6 days, good for you, mate. You've just earned yourself 120 shekels. You can buy a bunch of Five Nights at Freddys Funko Pops with that money. But hey, if you don't spend your evenings putting figurines in a jar, you can always go back to the place you were working at for one more climactic night. Maybe you want to make some overtime pay. Maybe you just love your job so much. Maybe you're sexually attracted to the animatronics you're working with. Person watching this video, you do not understand how massive Five Nights at Freddys 1 was when it first released into the world in 2014. You know how humongous games like Among Us and Fortnite were when they first released? Everybody was talking about them, everybody was making videos on them, everybody was streaming them. Same thing happened with Five Nights at Freddys 1 in 2014. 2014 was nearly 10 years ago. Man. Sure, okay, FNAF 1, it may not be the best FNAF game out of all of them. I think one or two of the games are better. Ooh, foreshadowing. But FNAF 1, yeah, it's a pretty solid, fun game. That, and for the way that this game, no joke, changed the internet and internet culture as a whole. Yeah, I think there's only one place I can put Five Nights at Freddys. Yeah. Five Nights at Freddys 2. Take everything you love about FNAF 1 and make it even better. Sure, it is still a game where you, the newest minimum wage worker to be absorbed by the capitalistic Five Nights at Freddys industrial complex, where you have to look at cameras, avoid getting devoured. But Five Nights at Freddys 2, it expands on the overall FNAF gameplay formula. You have to do things like winding up a music box, you have to shine your torch down a hallway, you have to monitor vents. Subscribe to the big YouTube channel. I also think FNAF 2, visually, it just looks better than FNAF 1. I prefer how this office looks compared to this office. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I'll guess I'll prepare myself to be crucified in the comments. On the animatronic side of things, the original FNAF 1 animatronics are back, but spooky. There are a bunch of new, toy-looking animatronics. And here's a bit of the big lore for you person watching this video. Many years ago, all the way back in 2014 when FNAF 2 was released, me and my friends, we were all over one of our friends' houses, and we all decided to play Five Nights at Freddys 2. So my one friend had a go, he got bored, another friend goes, he gets jump scared and smashes his knee into a desk, and then... It's my turn. I still haven't mentally recovered from having this happen to me. Five Nights at Freddys 2, it scared the shit out of me. But it was also the game that first got me really into Five Nights at Freddys. Like most children in 2014, I was a stinky, stupid 13-year-old boy going through a mental big FNAF phase. I watched all the Markiplier videos. I read wiki pages back to front, upside down, left, right, and center. Besides me being stinky though, FNAF 2, it's the game that spawned my favorite FNAF meme of all time.
Oh my Freddy Fazbear.
On all fronts then, yeah, I reckon FNAF 2 is a better game than FNAF 1. It does everything that a sequel game should do. It takes an already successful gameplay formula and expands on it a little bit. Yeah, I like FNAF 2. S tier.
It's me, Springtrap. I'm back, and I'm in the back of the
Five Nights at Freddys 3. My personal favorite FNAF game. And it's all thanks to one thing. This bloke. Springtrap is hands down the best animatronic design in all of FNAF. Imagine, you're being pursued, you're being hunted by the ghosts of the children you murdered. Something shamelessly copied from video game of all time, Phasmophobia.
She's hunting now, and I'm dead.
You're looking. I died.
You get cornered in a room, you put on the suit that you wore when you murdered these kids, and then this happens. Moving past my hard-on for Springtrap's design though, FNAF 3, I reckon it's got the best atmosphere in the entire franchise. I love how unsettling and I guess you could say musty FNAF 3 looks. From the dirt on the walls and floor to wires running down from the ceiling to the constant greenish yellow undertone of everything. It all looks so run down and decrepit. It just looks so spooky. It's so good. If FNAF 2 was the game that got me into FNAF, FNAF 3 was the game that it was the game. It was the game. I spent so many hours of my life scrolling through theories and learning about this game. Yeah, I absolutely love FNAF 3. It's my personal favorite FNAF game. So this next part is going to hurt a little bit. FNAF 3, there are quite a few problems with it, to name a few of them. First of all, my brother in Christ, what is this? That, and after a while, the spooky, scary phantom animatronics, they morph from scary threats into annoying loud noises. As much as this sucks to say, because FNAF 3 is my personal favorite FNAF game, I'll be the first person to tell you that FNAF 3, it's not as solid as a game compared to FNAF 1 or FNAF 2. I do think it does get a bad rep most of the time, but FNAF 3, I'm gonna put it right here. A tier. Five Nights at Freddys 4. This is a divisive FNAF game now, isn't it?
Was that the bite of 87?
Some people absolutely love it. Some people absolutely hate it. And if you were to ask me, I would tell you that FNAF 4 is... it certainly is a video game of all time. Around the time of FNAF 4's launch, I was slowly moving on from my FNAF phase, thank God, but I still kept up with some of the FNAF 4 content being released, though, as you can hear from the tone of my voice, FNAF 4, it didn't really do anything for me. There are a few things that I like, though. I really like how you have to listen to the ASMR of the animatronics at your bedroom door, which means you have to turn your headset volume all the way up. Rest in peace, your eardrums. Why the animatronics are breathing? I don't really know. I guess animatronic anatomy is weird. MatPat, please make a game theory video on it. Having to look down hallways, check the closet, look behind you on your bed. It's a nice change of pace and scenery. Having to do a mini game featuring the official Springtrap plush toy. I guess that's kind of cool. But I don't know, man. Something about FNAF 4, it just never really gelled with me. I've always thought the animatronic designs in FNAF 4 are just trying way too hard to be scary. They're cool, don't get me wrong, but looking at stuff like this, I don't know, it's all just a bit too edgy for me. Oh no, he's got a mouth in his belly, he can vor you more easily. I really love how this box, it just doesn't mean anything. Maybe what's inside the FNAF 4 box is the friends we made along the way. And FNAF 4, it was meant to be the final chapter, the last FNAF game. I just don't really have a lot to say about Five Nights at Freddys 4. I never really cared about this game. I'm gonna put it here, B tier, there you go. I have always wanted to review the FNAF games on my channel at some point. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I might do one game a month or something. If you want me to make those videos, comment, I don't know, what can you comment? Comment, ow, my Freddy Fazbear. As for now though, my brain is getting tired of saying and thinking about the words Five Nights at Freddys over and over and over and over and over again. So I think it's time to talk about another game franchise.
Welcome to Game Theory.
I believe that MatPat is going to enjoy this.
You know what? Now, I'm not just going to talk about one Hello Neighbor game in this section. I'm going to talk about all of them.
Welcome to Game Theory.
The Hello Neighbor games are a bunch of games where you hit video game protagonist, this guy. You move into a new neighborhood and you you have to commit a little bit of burglary. Oh, and there's also an Among Us clone type of Hello Neighbor game called Secret Neighbor, but Secret Neighbor, nobody cares about Secret Neighbor. I hate the Hello Neighbor franchise. No joke, it may be my least favorite video game franchise of all time. For starters, these games are all just boring dog shit video games. You know, Hello Neighbor 1, I wouldn't blame you if you thought the best version of this game to play is the most recent version of it. You know, how video games are meant to be. But if you think this, I really hate to break it to you, mate, but you're wrong. The best version of Hello Neighbor 1 to play isn't actually the most recent version of it. No, God no. It's the early alpha builds. Every single other version of this game, it's just absolutely fucking terrible. And then there's Hello Neighbor 2. A few months ago, I made a video on this game. Go and watch it. Oh my God, this game, it's terrible. I really tried my best to finish this game. Yeah, I hated every single minute of what I was doing, but I tried to push through it. I sat on my hardcore gamer chair that isn't actually a gamer chair for hours and hours and hours, gritting my teeth. But I just couldn't do it. I couldn't finish Hello Neighbor 2. This game is just that shit. But by far my least favorite thing about the Hello Neighbor franchise, the thing I despise most, it isn't the gameplay of these games. Nah. God no. It's the forced lore. As we all know, in the year of our Lord 2023, when a new mascot horror game comes out, it has to have boatloads and boatloads of stupidly confusing, convoluted lore so MatPat can make a Hello Internet Welcome to Game 3 video on it. The Hello Neighbor lore, it's the worst of the worst. It's the bottom of the barrel. I'm not even going to sit in my chair over here and try to explain it to you. My time on this earth, it's very bloody limited here. I'm probably only going to make it to 80 and I'm already 21 years old. I simply cannot be asked to waste my precious minutes learning this shit. Oh, but the Hello Neighbor from Hello Neighbor becomes a furry. Fuck off. I don't care. In conclusion, all of the Hello Neighbor games, putting them in the lowest tier, this tier list, not a fuck I'm putting them there. That's too much of a compliment. I'm gonna put them right here. The Shadow Realm. I'm gonna be completely honest here. I've never played any of the Silent Hill games. But you know who has played these games? My editor, and the mother of my children, the channel with the freakishly long name. Link to his channel in the description of this video. Go tell him that I want to see my kids again. According to Google, Silent Hill 3 is a mascot horror game. So here's what my editor has to say about it.
Hey, guess what? You're not getting your fucking kids back. Silent Hill 3 is a mascot horror game released all the way back in 2003. Yes, didn't you know it was a mascot horror? Well, neither did we. Konami secretly been the pioneer of the genre right under our noses next to making machines designed to bankrupt you and your entire family. But before they were known as being one of the biggest punching bags in the entire video game stratosphere next to EA, they were still that, but less so because Silent Hill 3 is one of the last amazing Silent Hill games ever released. Now, not as good as Silent Hill 2, but it still comes pretty close. And it still consists of all that Silent Hill goodness, except this time with less mannequin rap. You're still gonna be exploring this derelict town, fighting off a wide variety of burnt meat enemies by feeding them beef jerky and lead. And you're still gonna be solving brilliantly thought out puzzles that may or may not cause you to turn into this guy from Scanners. But all in all, Silent Hill 3 is still a great enough time even to this day. If you want some good old classic mascot survival horror before you were super glued to a chair, flipping through camera security feeds like you're a creeper, then this game will fill that void. So if I had to put this on a tier list somewhere, I guess I'd put it on... yeah, A. Why not?
Here's another piece of the Beak lore for you person watching this video. Sure, I do know what Bendy and the Ink Machine is, but in all of my 21 years of roaming this earth, I have never, ever consumed any piece of Bendy and the Ink Machine media. I've never played these games before. I've never watched any videos on them. All I know about these games is that I really, really like how the characters look, and that the developers were in some weird beef with Fortnite a couple years ago. That's it. That's that's everything I know about the Bendy and the Ink Machine series. It is a game series that I do really want to play at some point, and I have seen people talking about how good these games are and how much they love them. But yeah, at the moment, I don't really know anything about these games. I am making a mascot horror tier list though, and when the conversation of mascot horror does unfortunately come up, you do have to include the Bendy games. So, where am I gonna put these games? I'm gonna put them here.
That you're going to give him free Robux.
Do you wanna know how I first found out about the Rainbow Friends? I didn't find this game by dicking around in Roblox with my friends. I didn't find it through some dumb Twitter meme. Nah, I found it because of this.
Today, LankyBox is playing Rainbow Friends, which is a super crazy, super popular game in Roblox, where we have to work together as a team to survive a school field trip that goes terribly wrong.
Rainbow Friends is a team-based Roblox horror game. First red flag. You and your friends, you hop on a bus, you get transported to a facility in the middle of nowhere, and then you have to complete a bunch of tasks while avoiding getting jump scared. Jump scared. To dodge these unholy creations birthed in the darkest pits of hell, all you have to do is cosplay as Solid Snake. Now, this whole game, really bad, really shit. Rainbow Friends is the perfect example of making a mascot horror game solely to go on the LankyBox YouTube channel.
I'm on it. Every time I tell him, that scared me so badly.
But I'm kind of surprised to announce, I never thought I'd ever say this in my 21 years of being on this earth, but Rainbow Friends, it does actually have one thing going for it, and that's the fact that it's a Roblox game, meaning you don't have to play it alone. This isn't a single player game. No, God no. You can play it with your friends. I don't know about you, but me, every couple of months or so, me and my friends, we all decide to play Roblox again, and we just dick around. We have some fun. So, when we all played Rainbow Friends together the other night, I really hate to admit it, but it was kind of fun. Not because this game is good. God no, Jesus Christ, this game is, this game is, No, it was fun because my friends and I, we were just dicking around. I'm probably saying this against my better judgment, but because you can play Rainbow Friends so easily with your friends, I'm gonna put it here. C tier. There's something I want to ask you here, person watching this video. Don't worry, this isn't some insanely deep question like, I don't know, the meaning of life or what is the true nature of human consciousness, but it is something that you may have to think about. You may have to use your brain for a couple seconds. What is your favorite game of all time? You can leave it in the comments, and if you want, I'll give you, let's say, 7 seconds to think about it. Whatever game you just picked, Garten of BanBan better. From an amazing Scorsese-level story to some of the best character designs ever seen in a video game. Truly, my life has never been the same ever since I had the privilege of playing all 15 minutes of Garten of BanBan. And it goes right here. S tier. Exactly where it belongs. There are countless questions that have kept people scratching their heads and wondering for years. Why is the universe that we live in expanding? Would it ever be possible to go forwards and backwards in time? Are we living in a simulation? But by far, this next question trumps all of those previous ones and any question you can think of. Is it possible to make a game better than Garten of BanBan 1? Indeed it is. Welcome to Garten of BanBan 2. If BanBan 1 was merely an appetizer, Garten of BanBan 2 is the Michelin star main course. The 15-minute Garten of BanBan experience, it's been expanded to close on 2 hours in Garten of BanBan 2. No reason in particular, it's just that long because it takes that long. The lore of the characters has been expanded so MatPat can make more game theory videos about them. There's even more merch to buy. Have you ever had dreams of being chased down a hallway by a spooky mollusk? Have you ever wanted to relive the horrors of being the dumbest student in the classroom? Have you ever wanted to run around and help the Apila bird gather up its children? Well, all you have to do is play Garten of BanBan 2. I don't even know if I have a tier high enough for Garten of BanBan 2. I'm gonna have to put it here.
We're in Poppy Playtime. This game is
other night, I streamed both of the Poppy Playtime games on my channel. It went as well as you would probably expect. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, it's blood. Oh, it's spooky. Fucking open. Hello. High five. What? Why? Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, it's a video game of all time. There you are, another minimum wage worker, and it's up to you to find out what the bloody hell's going on with this doll. Along the way though, you're gonna have to do a few puzzles, but more importantly, you're gonna have to try your best to not get consumed by hit video game horror icon, Huggy Wuggy. Oh no, he's scary. Oh no, he got me. No, he's chasing me in 10 FPS. Oh, what you gonna do when LankyBox Mania runs wild on you, fucking bozo? Here's the thing with Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. It's not an incredibly broken game or anything like that. Sure, I did run into one heartbreaking, just devastating glitch. During my stream, I planned on taking this computer with me along the whole game, but then it despawned. No!
That's actually, I'm not even lying, that's like
no,
literally
where's the computer gone? Wait, no! I'm gonna go back and get the fucking computer. But Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, it just isn't really that scary. Like, I never felt the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Instead of being scared, shitting my pants and shivering in my timbers, most of the time, I just got annoyed. But me not being scared, me not shitting and pooing, it isn't my main problem with this game. Far from it, actually. My main problem is with the devs of Poppy Playtime. Poppy Playtime is one of the most over-monetized, not just games, but series of games ever released, and it started the trend of cash-grabby mascot horror games. You know what? Nah, I'm not even gonna call this a game, because it isn't. Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 was made solely to sell toys and merch. But to have it on Steam, the devs had to throw in some coding to make it look like a video game. There's a merch store in the menu. What? I'm not gonna put Chapter 1 in D tier because it did end quickly, and sure, okay, it was a little bit entertaining playing this game on stream, but I am gonna put it right here. C tier.
Today we are playing the brand new Poppy Playtime Chapter 2.
Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 is everything wrong with Chapter 1, but worse. Something scary is gonna happen, guys. No! Hey, she stole my hand! Just like in the first game, in Chapter 2 you have to delve into the facility you found yourself in. But this time, instead of being hunted by Huggy Wuggy, you're being hunted by this Rule 34-bait character called Mommy Longlegs. I've always wondered what the devs were trying to do with this character. Alright, okay, Mommy Longlegs is meant to be a spider, but she's got 4 legs. A spider, you know, a spider's got 8 legs. Why is she bright pink? Is this meant to be scary? This is one of the problems with Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. This whole game tries to go for a more spooky approach by making everything dark and having you go through tight spaces. Sure, there are brain-numbing minigame puzzles, but this game is trying to be spookier than Chapter 1. Yeah, it doesn't work. Like at all, this game falls flat on its face. Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, this game is not scary at all. It's just annoying, even more so than the first game. I didn't know this was possible, especially towards the end. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Amazing. What the fuck? What am I meant to do, video game? So, at the end of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, spoilers for Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, by the way, you have to play through this weird hide-and-seek runaway segment. Keep in mind, you're going to be playing through this part after around 1.5 odd hours of boring, annoying puzzles. No joke, this section took years off of my life. Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, it's so much worse than Chapter 1. D tier.
Please enter your name as seen above the keypad. This cannot be
Five Nights at Freddys' sister location. The next game after FNAF 4. The chapter after the final chapter. This game happens below the FNAF 4 house. Lore. Like the other FNAF at Freddy games, the main aim of sister location is to not get yipped by a bunch of furries. But unlike the other FNAF games, this game doesn't have you sitting in one area while you try your best to defend yourself against a bunch of deviant autos sees over the course of a week. Now, in Sister Location, you go down a spooky elevator, get harassed by an quirky, haha, I'm so funny, I say the wrong thing on purpose, iPad, and then you have to carry out a specific task. Night ends, you go home, watch some YouTube on your TV, and then it's back to work the next night. You got another task to do. Rinse, repeat, the cycle continues. All in all, yeah, I do think Sister Location, it's a nice change of pace and scenery. Not having to stay in the same place over the course of a week, yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool. And hey, if you are looking out your window, watching the rainfall and longing for the past, you can experience that old FNAF feel. Sister Location, it does have a traditional FNAF segment. I do have a few problems with Sister Location though. Firstly, remember those tasks I mentioned a few seconds ago? Some of them, they're pretty good, they're pretty fun. But then some of them are that, and I do feel that this game leaned a bit too hard into the joke department. Whoa, guys, he says the wrong thing. Look, exotic butter, so random. But I'm gonna put Sister Location right here, B tier. Man, Pizzeria Simulator, it kinda goes hard.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed.
In Pizzeria Simulator, you're no longer a slave to Big Freddy. No, God no. Now you're the man in charge. And it's up to you to manage, develop, and maintain your own pizzeria. Hello? Are you from the IR? I really love how this game masks itself as this pretty chilled out Robloxy tycoon type game. But then, as time goes on, this game morphs from a wholesome game into a full-on creepy nightmare. Just look how fucking scary this office is. Look at it. You have to turn your head to look into the vents. Do you know how mentally horrifying that is? By far, my favorite thing about Pizzeria Simulator is the salvage segments in this game. Now, for some reason, one of your employees, they thought it would be a brilliant idea to go up back into an alley and bring in something that looks like this. And then you, the new corpo leader, the Five Nights of Freddys mega corporation, you have to sit there and fill in a change.org petition. However, I do have one massive problem with Pizzeria Simulator. One humongous peanut-shaped issue. What the fuck is this? What have they done to Springtrap? How does something that looks like this become this? What? Because of Scraptrap's design, I really hate to say it, but I am gonna have to minus 1 point from Pizzeria Simulator. I'm gonna have to put it right here. A tier. Ultimate Custom Night is this absolute fever dream of noise and chaos, and it's absolutely amazing. In Ultimate Custom Night, you're not gonna have to protect yourself from 3 or 4 furries. Nah, you're gonna have to deal with the entire convention. Every single FNAF character ever is in Ultimate Custom Night. All I can really say is, good luck, mate. You're gonna need it. Now, I haven't really spoken about why the FNAF games are happening in this video, but man, I just need to talk about why Ultimate Custom Night is a thing. You see, in the overly convoluted, stupid Five Nights at Freddy's lore, there's a guy called William Afton. He's not the nicest bloke. Long story short, he murdered a bunch of kids, became Springtrap, somehow became Scraptrap, and in UCN, you don't play as some poor minimum wage worker who just wants to make enough money to put Funko Pops in a jar. No, in UCN, you play as William Afton, the big bad of FNAF. UCN, it's William Afton's perpetual, never-ending hell. His soul is stuck in this horrific nightmare, the consequences of his sins. As you can imagine, actually playing UCN is mental difficult. I'm surprised IGN hasn't called it a Souls-like. So I do understand why it may put a few people off, but for the masochists among us, this game, it's an experience that can't be replicated by any other FNAF game. S tier. Freddy Fazbear's in my fucking walls. What happens if you take all of the Five Nights at Freddys game and bung them into virtual reality? Well, you get FNAF Help Wanted. In Help Wanted, you get to relive the horror and torture of playing as a minimum wage worker, but now Bahamut's children aren't confined to a computer screen. No. They're in virtual reality. They're all around you. It's time for them to take revenge for all of the times you put them in a jar. If I was making a spookiest FNAF tier list video, Help Wanted, it would be S tier guaranteed. Having to play through all of the FNAF games in virtual reality, feeling like you are the night guard working in a Five Nights at Freddy's spooky pizzeria. Plain and simple, it's actually horrifying. This is terrifying. Help Wanted, it also adds really cool spins on a bunch of different levels and a bunch of new stuff. It even plucks William Afton from the depths of hell and turns him into this techno horror chat GPT AI type of thing. It's just a really fun FNAF game. S tier. I've just spoken about one of the best FNAF games, and now it's time to talk about one of the worst FNAF games. Plain and simple, Five Nights at Freddy's There's Been a Breach in Security is a bad game. I thought FNAF was meant to be a horror game. No, it says horror. It says it right here, horror. Why are we running around a neon pink shopping complex? Why is everything so bright? How is this scary? In Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, you play as Gregory, a minimum wage worker, a stupid child, must be a LankyBox watcher, who has gotten himself trapped in a gigantic shopping mall, or as the game likes to call it,
Peterplex.
Thankfully, however, it seems that one of our previous enemies, he's opened up the pause menu and clicked change teams. The one and only Freddy Fazbear, he's on our side now, and it's up to you and him to survive until morning. I'm not lying when I say this. There's only 3 things I like about this game. I like Freddy, I like the Weeping Angels part, and I found the Gregory Have You Ever Played the Hit Game Among Us meme funny a few months ago. Other than that, nah. This game is bad. It's boring. It was basically unplayable on release. It's shit. It's a shit game. But by far, the thing that I hate the most about Security Breach is what it does to the character of William Afton. Remember how earlier I spoke about how our good friend William was brought back as this interesting techno horror AI type of thing? Well, forget about that. Now he's back in the flesh. Yeah, I really have no idea what's going on with the FNAF villain writing at the moment, but oh my god, can we have somebody else other than William Afton, please? He's been brought back as this interesting AI thing. I mean, that's kind of cool. Leave him as AI. Bringing him back physically as this weird burnt cheese-looking animatronic, it undoes all the really interesting AI horror and purgatory stuff set up in Help Wanted and UCN. Why? Why did you bring it back? Oh, but there's Vanny. Vanny is a villain. Vanny is one of the most underutilized, poorly done characters I've ever seen in a video game. This was meant to be the new big bad of FNAF? Oh my god. This character is terrible. She prances around like an idiot for a few minutes, and that's it. What a waste of a character. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. This game just makes me so annoyed. FNAF Security Breach, it goes right here where it belongs. D tier. And with that, my very bloody long mascot horror tier list video is complete. You know what? I think this might actually be the longest video I've ever made. Be sure to tell me how wrong and stupid I am in the comments. If you've made it this far into this video, bro, I'm sure, what are you still doing here? This video is pretty long. Thanks for sticking around, mate. Go watch all of my other stuff, and I'll see you soon.
Number 15. Subscribe to the Beak. If you don't, you will suffer a severe case of cringe, and you are taking part in bozo behavior. Thanks for watching.